Hi, good afternoon. This is Mark from Newsweek.com. Today, one of my big holdings, Theriva Biologics, the highest risk stock you could ever find, reported its earnings, telling us basically the important things is that they've gained an extra quarter in cash flow ability, which is good because we have the SYN-04 project out there, and we have the VCN-01 for the pancreatic cancer, and of course the retinoblastoma, which has the fast track. But remember, pancreatic cancer also has a fast track. So how did they get an extra quarter of life, so to speak, into 2025? Well, if you look at the shares that were outstanding, which were about 17 million, last quarter, you'll find that the hedge fund transferred some of their shares from priority shares to common shares, and that means that they turned those shares into 888,000 shares. That adds a million. So let's say it's 18 million, right? And then Shallcross, I believe, diluted another 7 million shares. I would say probably at an average price of 25 cents. So 8 million times 25 cents probably got him to that extra quarter that he wanted. Pretty smart move. Of course, he didn't tell us that he was doing that. He told us last quarter, or in the interim, that he had raised the shelf, or was going to use the shelf of 200 million shares when it was appropriate. Did he hurt us? He hurt the short-term investor because the price went up to, I think, 69 cents, and then it dropped down all the way to 20 cents. So that guy who was just in for a quick hit, he hurt him. But the people that are in long, the stock today looks a lot better than it did yesterday because we have this extra time to make things happen, so to speak, with the FDA and produce the VCN. What does this mean? Does it mean that Shallcross is getting serious about turning VCN into a pediatric cure for retinoblastoma and a cure for pancreatic cancer? Well, let's just hope so. I still don't like the general management, but I've always said that Shallcross is a tight ass and he makes things happen financially. He also mentioned that he's cutting his costs more and more. He's got this gigantic office. I hope he's subletting some of it in Maryland to some other companies because it's a big nut, I'm sure. I estimate that their cost of rent there has got to be probably $15,000 minimum per month. So they should really cut that, and I don't care if they have to turn it into a biotech work area because every penny counts at this point. Unfortunately for us, we got slammed down from about 44 cents to 20 cents, but it does give us opportunity to buy more shares cheap. Now, cheap with 17 million is one thing. Cheap with 25 million shares now outstanding is another thing, but that's still not that much. So, once again, hoping for the best. Keep thinking about changing the board members, putting pressure on the chairman of the board, and being vocal. Those people that are on StockTwits, just rah-rah is not good enough. You need to show up to the shareholders meeting. Now, many of you make comments like you know what's going on. So if you know what's going on, are you part of the company making this comments, or are you doing research that we can't access but you can? How about it? Show up for the shareholders meeting, show some support for what you've invested in, and make reasonable comments on StockTwits. Thanks. My name is Mark Nejmeh from Newsweek.com. Thank you.